I went to JKUAT, the Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. We call it Juja Boys. So at Juja Boys, I did supply chain management. The course title is called Purchasing and Supplies Management. I didn't need to tell you about my leadership at the university.
Yeah, but this other side, you are prefect.
Yes, I was
with the English from and Kiswahili from Mama Bay. In Mombasa.
I've never struggled with Swahili.
Maybe now you have not struggled because you lived in Mombasa. Yeah. But that time when you joined the high school, how was the Swahili?
Even kwetu, Swahili haijakuwa shida. Tunaongea Kiswahili sanifu kabisa. Yes. And Zippy, congratulations for meeting a first class student.
I'm also a first class, so it's a congratulations or a first class meeting.
Yeah. But you can never live in Kenya if you're not a Gor Mahia fan.
I would have asked other questions in terms of football, but I don't want to get into the current politics of football.
Yes.
And I am not in that space. My peoples, welcome to another episode of the Power Narrative podcast by Dr. Zippy Oketch. And today we have Dan Oketch. Dan Oketch is the former MD, Homa Bay County Water and Sanitation Company, and is also one of the former aspirants for chairmanship of Gor Mahia. If you know Gor Mahia, you know what football is in this country. Today we have him. He's going to talk about leadership and where his vision is. Karibu sana Dan.
Thank you very much, Zippy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's good to have you.
Yeah, it's good to be here. I'm used to going for political and sports interviews, so yes. This is new.
Yeah, but we always say we talk to leaders, entrepreneurs, researchers, innovators, and I think you are one. You fit the bill. That's why we say let's have you here.
I'm a very one.
Yes. Dan, I will always just start from the very beginning. Who is Dan Oketch? Where did you grow up? Yeah. I mean, tell us more about that.
So, Dan Oketch is Jakochia, for those who understand. I come from Homa Bay County, Kochia location, Rangwe constituency, West Kochia sub-location, Jakomolo. So that is as close as it can get. So Dan went to school in Kuyo Primary School, our local school. I mean, of course, when I grew up in Kuyo, so you start from your local primary school. Yeah. And I went to our local high school, Kuyo Boys High School. And not many people believe.
Not Kuyo Kochia?
Kuyo Kochia, yes. Okay. Kuyo Kochia Boys. Mm-hmm. Kuyo and my home is just a stone throw distance. In fact, if you're the DH and you whistle, my mom would hear you. It's that close. In fact, we claim that half of the land of the school is our land that we donated. So after that, I went to JKUAT, the Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. We call it Juja Boys. So at Juja Boys, I did supply chain management. The course title is called Purchasing and Supplies Management. And Zippy, congratulations for meeting a first class student.
I'm also a first class, so it's a congratulations or a first class meeting.
Yeah. So after that, of course, getting first class is not easy. So the university retained me. As I do my master's, they retained me as a lecturer. I lectured. This is thanks to Professor Karugu, who was my chairperson of the department. She retained me in Karen campus to start lecturing procurement students. So it means within a month or two of my completion, I was already employed as a part-time lecturer for JKUAT. In fact, when I was still in JKUAT, I was employed at Aga Khan University Hospital. What happened? I looked for internship when I was in third year. So that internship, I can call myself Kimbele Mbele Kidogo. So I went to Aga Khan and walked in and looked for attachment that I got. So after attachment, they wanted to employ me for some 6 months contract. So I took 6 months contract in between my degree with Aga Khan University Hospital. So after that, when I finished, I was a lecturer at JKUAT. When I lectured, then what I did, Zippy, on my 4th year, I was at Juja campus with my age mates, young people, vibrant, sharp. Then I realized we have evening classes. So I said, man, my last semester, I want to go to the evening classes. Why I went there is because those people are all employed. So I want to be their darling, do them all the assignments. And then one of them took me to KCA University as her intern. She was the procurement manager at KCA. Kasema, boy, I see your future. You come and help me at KCA. She gave me internship for 2 months. Zippy, after 2 months, I was employed as a procurement assistant at the KCA University. Then, after that, one of the HR officers at KCA forwarded me an advert that Stima Sacco are looking for a procurement officer, head of procurement. I'm like, okay, let me apply. I applied. I was called for an interview. And after a week, I got the job.
Wow.
As the head of procurement in Stima Sacco. So Stima Sacco was from 2010. So head of procurement Stima Sacco 2010 until 2017. So those 7 years were the most busy of my life. Head of procurement countrywide was a hell of a job. Of course, there was a lot of remunerations. It's a nice environment to work. But things happen, politics comes, and you dream in the blood. Then things happen. Then I left. I left I left Stima Sacco. I went to Homa Bay. I took 1 year off, actually. Between 2017 and 2018, around 9 months, I was out job seeking and trying, it's called what? Consultancy, procurement and all that. So I went to Homa Bay and became the supply chain manager of the water utility, Homa Wasco, Homa Bay County Water and Sanitation Company, from 2018. I was the head of procurement for 5 years. Then I became the managing director early 2022 for 3 years until 2024. So that is my journey. The last time I was employed is in 2024. Now we are out with you. We are consultants. I do procurement consultancy. Yes, that's where we are. And I'm a businessman.
You're a businessman.
That is my employment journey.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Now tell us about your work, especially here at Homa Bay County Water and Sanitation, because that's what people know you more about. Because now you see you stayed there, still starting from the supply chain manager and then now to the MD. What is your view first on leadership and how it worked out for you in the same organization? Tell us about that journey.
One of the biggest positions to ever hold is a water utility. Water infrastructure is extremely difficult to manage. People are extremely difficult to manage. Now, for example, in Homa Bay, our people look at the lake and say, water is just there. Why don't we have water in our taps? They just think it's a button you press on, water comes, press off, water goes. It's very difficult. And really, I really pity those who are in those positions. I don't envy them. It is not easy. Because the level of position you receive, you get every day on social media, from your staff, because these utilities are struggling. Kenya, the whole country, water utilities are struggling because they are not funded directly from the government. You have to produce water, you have to distribute it to people, you have to bill them, they have to pay so that you can take care of your costs. It's a process. If you don't bill them, they don't pay. If you don't give them water, they don't pay. If you don't supply them with water regularly, you supply a little, they don't pay. When they don't pay, the cycle continues. It
so generally, people don't pay for water.
People don't like paying for water. Money should be free. They rather pay for electricity.
So how can the country, if we don't limit it to Homa Bay, how can the country ensure that people pay for water?
It's a lot of culture change. People just need, it's education. People need a lot of capacity building in terms of how to support your water utility. You know, when I was the MD for the water utility, what I inculcated in the populace is, one, ensure that when you're passing anywhere, when you see maji emetoboka, when you see a pipe has busted, please report it. Just have a number. I ensure that the numbers are so public that you report a burst. That burst will save much losses in terms of non-revenue water, will save some people who need water. Look at, for example, Homa Bay Referral Hospital. One patient with cancer, needs 10,000 liters of water fresh per day.
For what?
I don't call dialysis or call kuosha damu.
Oh.
I'm not an expert there. Yeah. So we have to give fresh
One
water.
person
patient,
needs
10,000 liters of water. Mtu mmoja. Now, if you have 10 patients and then you go out of water, you see, you have jeopardized lives, operations, and everything. That is how critical it is. Now, let me tell you why. Some people I saw, some people fighting on mosque on Facebook. Well, I'm not there now, but I sympathize with those who are there. They are being fought. Some people gave a very good example that why is there regular water in Kisii where there is no lake, and there's no regular water in Homa Bay where there's a big lake. Now, let me tell you, if I was told Homa Bay has 6 schemes supplying water, only 2 get water from the lake. That is Mbita and Homa Bay town. The rest get water from the rivers, and that's the best. Water from the rivers that Kisii and Nyeri, the best utility in Kenya is Nyeri Water Company, because they get the waters from the hills. They come purified and clean. They flow via gravity. They come to a mini treatment infrastructure, very easy, small treatment. Then they flow to the reservoir. Then they, by gravity again, they distribute it to the lines. That is how simple and easy it is. Now, let me tell you what happens when you have the lake. When you have the lake, the water is extremely dirty. It is smelly. You have to pump it up to the treatment plant. That is one work. That's
so the question is,
yes,
when you are pumping water from the lake, where do you put the pipes? We thought you put it deep inside where the water is clean.
It can never be clean. No, there are 2 sides of the lake.
Yeah.
We have Mbita and Homa Bay.
Yeah, Mbita is very clean.
Very clean. Mbita side, we use 1 bag of chemical per month.
Yeah.
Homa Bay, you use 10 bags per day.
Wow.
See the difference.
Yes.
This side of the lake is very dirty. That side of the lake is very clean. So Mbita, perfect. 1 bag cleans and there's no smell. This side, 10 bags per day per plant. There are 2 plants. And then the smell at times, ikikuja, it doesn't go. Whether you do what, whether you do what, whether you cry or treat what, it will be there. Now, so I'm giving you an example. For Kisii and Nyeri, for Kisii, it comes from the hills, comes down to the treatment, goes down to the reservoir, then goes down to the pipeline. Easy. Gravity. No electricity used in pumping or anything. Now, come to Homa Bay town. Homa Bay town, you have to pump water from the lake.
Up the hill.
Up the hill for treatment. You have to pump it from treatment point up the hill to the reservoir. And that's when you do it by gravity to the people. So there's double pumping. Treatment cost is 10 times higher for the lake than the rivers. Naivasha Water Company cleared all the water treatment plants from the lakes and they did boreholes.
You see, there's the question of, yes, that is what happens, but it's been a challenge for how many years? Over 30 years, almost 50 years.
Yeah,
so why hasn't it been made better or easier? Because right now we have got better technology.
You know what it takes to make it better? Infrastructural investment. Let me tell you what Mombasa did. Mombasa were getting water from almost 70, 100 kilometers away. Then they decided, no, this is too expensive. Let's desalinate the ocean. Yo, maji tu ndio wanafanya nini? Wanatoa salt. It was expensive, but they invested in terms of infrastructure. Naivasha had water coming from Lake Naivasha like we have it from Lake Victoria. What they said, no, the lake is too dirty. The treatment is expensive. They remove all the pipeline, zero. All the pipeline, zippy, zero, all the pipeline. They put new pipeline and they put new treatment plants, and that's what they did. So it will take Homa Bay to remove the infrastructure left by Tomboya. 90% of the infrastructure in Homa Bay town.
And which year is that we are talking about?
Was done by Tomboya, who died in 1969. So when did he put them? Your dad was a teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So nothing has been done.
No major.
No major infrastructure has been done concerning water.
For how many years now? Since Tomboya, the infrastructure Tomboya left.
That's over 60 years.
Yeah, that is it. So it will take a massive investment of $1 billion or plus to change all the pipeline. So the current pipeline, the water production is enhanced. Very nice.
Yeah.
If you produce to your capacity, it breaks all pipes because it is too powerful for the pipes. The pipes are old. If you don't produce to your capacity, haifiki watu. You see now.
The other question is, do you think that maybe we just don't have enough training in terms of water in this country? Because you see, much of the training we have got nowadays training on environmental management and stuff, but do we really have training specifically on water management and to what levels?
I think the government is doing fairly good in terms of training. We have in terms of water management, we have WASREB. WASREB is the board that is responsible for setting the rates, the tariffs, approval if you want to abstract water. Then we have they have every 8 counties have an agency. For example, Homa Bay, we have Lake Victoria South Waterworks Development Agency, North Rift Valley, Athi Water for Nairobi. So those ones are there. And capacity building, especially by WASREB, is very, very regular. In terms of education, for the management, I can say they are trying. But it doesn't work in a day. I think we need, for a good example, the water utility in the Netherlands, one of the partners that's worked with Moscow for a very long time. That utility is celebrating 100 years. So it has taken them 100 years to be good enough to supply the expertise to Africa. The Homa Bay Water Company was started in 2006. So it's how many years? It's 20 years. So, you need, it will take a lot of time for you to say you are there already. It takes capacity building. A lot of trainings are done, even some of the staff, they go to the US, they go to the Netherlands for training, they do, but it's still not enough. It will take time and resources.
So basically what we have in terms of water in this country is the capacity building, but we do not have places that train people like certificate in water.
There is.
Diploma in water.
There is.
Bachelor's in water. I've not heard about it. Tell me.
Kewi.
Yes.
Kewi in South Sea, when the biggest joke of the day usually when it rains in South Sea is that there's water at water. There's a Kenya Water Institute.
Yes.
Kenya Water Institute is one of the best trainers in water. They train plumber,
purification, everything.
Even raw water. Water doesn't end in pure water, clear water. It also goes beyond clear water to wastewater. So Kewi trains, and Kewi, when it trains in South Sea, is one of the most flooded areas.
But what levels do they train?
They train well up to higher diploma levels.
Yeah.
And then the universities are there. There are water courses at the universities. There are water engineers from the universities. The UON does a lot in terms of water engineers.
Oh, I've never heard of somebody saying, I have a degree in water engineering. No.
They're there.
I've had electrical, mechanical, but I've never heard of water engineering.
In fact, mechanical engineers are the best in terms of water infrastructure, and the civil engineers for doing the plans and all that. But they're water engineers. And we are water engineers. I had a water engineer at Moscow. In
this country?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yes. That's interesting. Anyway, taking us back, how was your upbringing like? You studied at home throughout until you came to the city.
They say a local man localized within his locality. Unfortunately, I was so localized. So what happened is that, but the ZP, you don't talk about politics, but the first election I won, I was 8 years old.
It's okay. Yeah. No. We say there's a politics to talk. That is leadership now. Yes. That's okay. Yeah, we don't talk about the politicians. The politicians. Yes, that's what we do.
We don't like to talk about politicians.
Yes.
So when I was 8 years, we had a contest in our village of who is going to be, I don't know what position. And we had a mlolongo. And congratulations to me, an 8-year-old won the election.
Of what?
Of nothing. Of nothing. We just forgot line. I think it was the hype after, the elections. You are younger than me. Yes. The elections of 1988. So I think it's a year after that election. We saw the things happen as kids. Yeah. The Mlolongo, Yamoi, we saw.
So you were just doing let's see.
It's a mock.
Yes.
But in the mock,
I
won. I won the mock.
So who was your contestant?
He's called Washington. He's a villager. I see him. Yes. I tell him, I remind him very, very often that I beat him in an election. He's there. Washington is my village mate. So I grew up at Kueo village. Yeah. Our place is called Kueo because it's so sandy. Yeah. There's even sand harvesting, right? Sand can be harvested right next to our compound. We have so much sand. So at the village, at the primary school, And the shockest of shocks, I was very tiny. I don't know why. I was so small that some people went started calling me Emoro. You remember Emoro?
No.
There's an Emoro who was dancing for Pepe Kale. Then is Likobe style, the Mwalas. Those who have, what do you call them? Those people who have pygmies. Yeah. So they even nicknamed me Emoro. I didn't like the name, but I couldn't beat them. I was small anyway. I was very tiny. So in the village, it was very difficult. You know, you are growing up in a polygamous home where your brothers are as old as, good enough to be your fathers, where some of my sons are way older than me, sons and daughters. Now, that is, my mom got married to my dad when 3 of my dad's firstborn daughters were already married. It means my mom is younger than almost 5 of my dad's kids. So I was growing up as, like you made a confusion. You asked me if Nera is my sister or Nera is my daughter.
Yes.
But we grew up as we are brothers and sisters. So I'm growing up for a challenge of everyone is grown. So my father was a chief, so he's already retired. So we are growing up in his retirement. So it was a famous home, and now you can be ignored at this younger age. The resources are never as good as they were when these people were young. The fame is not there. So you're growing up in a very modest home whereby school fees could be challenges. You have to walk to your brothers all over the country and get school fees. You know, they can forget because you are young and you are not.
You're no longer a priority.
Yes, you're not a priority. So it was very challenging growing up. We managed. I went to the local high school. I didn't mention to you that I also went to Mombasa High School. That's where I did my final exams. That's what took me to the university. And Mombasa High School was another one. Very good in sports, perfect sporting powerhouse. But right next to our entrance, this Lulu Bar. Lulu Bar right next to the door. So most of the students would, some students in town, some students, they drink alcohol and smoke at high school age in towns. So some would even go and take alcohol at break time. Some would go and vote at those things. Mombasa is funny with those drugs. Vote at those things lunchtime. Then now you are the senior prefect who is supposed to be their leader, supposed to be telling them what to do. It was very difficult. So from Mombasa now, it was just the university. And I didn't need to tell you about my leadership at the university.
Yeah, so but with this other side, you are a prefect.
Yes, I was
with the English from and Kiswahili from Mama Bay in Mombasa.
I've never struggled with Swahili.
Maybe now you have not struggled because you lived in Mombasa. But that time when you joined the high school, how was the Swahili?
Even kwetu, Swahili haijakuwa shida. Swahili sanifu. Yes. So been a problem with Swahili. So I was a senior prefect. I was almost like the deputy head boy. We didn't have a position of deputy head boy. So I had a head boy, Philip Kilyungi, he's a Mkamba guy, then I was as deputy. So we were the leadership so you have to take care of all these rogue students. Of course, they respected us. They didn't elect. Now, students elect their leaders.
Yeah.
That time, it was
they were just appointed
by the authorities. The school would appoint the person who is loyal to them. But of course, you have to balance. You must be able to command respect from your peers. Yes. I wanted to ask you about the university.
Yeah.
Can I go without you asking me?
Yes.
Thank you. So at the university, when I was a first year, our chairperson was called Dr. Karugu Winfred. She's now Professor Karugu. So the first day Karugu met us in class, she told me, "You be the class rep." I don't know why. The first day.
Teachers can always just tell. You just look around the class and you can just tell this one looks like they can command.
And then she told me to go to her office after class. When I went to her office, she told me there's a program for students called SAIF. SAIF is Students in Free Enterprise. I don't know whether it's dying now. It's
still there.
It was very strong those times. She told me, I want to be the president of our SAIF Yekwat chapter. SAIF does this, community development, we support the community, innovation, you do community work and ensure that you give them sustainability and all that. I'm like, okay, doesn't sound bad. So she told me, ours is the most dormant in the whole country. So please, can you revive it? I'm the faculty advisor. She is the faculty, the head of the university. The lecturer who heads is called the faculty advisor. Then now the student leader is called the president. And you must have your vice, a secretary, treasurer, this normal leadership.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I can try. So ZP at first year, I was unopposed as the president of SAIF JKUAT chapter.
Wow.
That was,
The first.
the first, SAIF was there. That was the first time they had a leadership.
Yeah.
And that first year I was elected the president. I was leading up to 4 years. Then, so what we are supposed to do as SAIF students, every year you go to a competition. You are marked in terms of how you impacted the society. So one of the things that we are supposed to do is to write your praise, your faculty advisor, how he or she is supporting you. Then the best faculty advisor gets a
an
trip
award
to Paris, or depending on that year. That year they were going to Paris. Another year Malaysia and all that. So I sat down and said the truth about how Professor Karugu, then Dr. Karugu, supported us. And when we reached, we were doing it at Serena Hotel. Oh, Serena. This is the next to Integrity on the left. It's called what? I'll remember that. Then the judges called one of my lady students and told her, come, you are going to read something. Then the letter I wrote appraising our faculty advisor was read.
Yeah.
That it was the best. I mean, we gave the true picture of how she impacted on SAIF JKUAT.
Yeah.
And Professor Karugu won a trip to Paris. Yes.
Wow.
Because I sat for 5 minutes and said, let me say the truth about how she has supported SAIF JKUAT. So after, SAIF was interesting. I led SAIF for 2 years as the president, then I stepped down. I let other people now, because I was going to student politics. So in third year, I became the Secretary General of the university.
Student leadership.
Student leadership. And you know who my chairman was? My chairman is called Dr. John Ngeno. Dr. John Ngeno is currently the general manager of Supply Chain Kenya Power. And one of our watu wa mkono wenye alikuwa anasaidia Ngeno is called Mutai. Mutai is the incoming governor for Kericho County. So the people we are within leadership are, I can proudly say, you can say.
Actually, one thing I've noticed that most of the people who are in university leadership at any point in time, they end up becoming leaders in real life.
That's the truth. It goes like that. And then if ukikosa, it's very
some political, some may not be political, but
some in corporate,
they really end up being in leadership. Yes,
because if I count those who are within the union, 90% are in very high positions in terms of leadership in this country. So it really happens like that. So that is in JKUAT. So I became a Secretary General for 2 terms. Me and Ngeno. People are saying that
was not allowed.
Because we were so good at it, and then we became chairman and vice in third year. So and we are going to be 4th year.
Because also Secretary General is known for a third year role.
Yeah. So we are going to 4th year. I'm like, okay, now. These people respect us. How can we relinquish our positions and become citizens? I know those things are very powerful. You know, such positions, you just don't know how powerful they are. As powerful as a lecturer cannot even get you out of an exam room for missing an exam card. You are very big. Very big. So it comes a lot of power that we could not leave it. So I was a secretary for 2 years. And Ngeno was my chairman for 2 years. So that is how interesting. So I think in terms of leadership, I think from the time I was 8 years that I won a mock election, I think I'm going to win something very big, ZP. Which one should I win? We are not talking about politicians.
I don't want to preempt which one you're going to win.
Okay.
But maybe I think I just want to take you back to, like, you've talked about Dr. Karugu Winfred as one of your mentors.
Very serious mentor.
Yeah, but now again in your career, who would you say was one of your mentors? And maybe you can take us through that journey.
Yeah. So I'll go again to Professor Karugu, because even as we speak, she's one of my referees in my CV, because she mentored me She grew with me all through academic.
So when you say mentoring, what exactly did she do?
One is the first thing she did was to give you an opportunity to leadership. At a first year to be the president of SAIF. She saw the potential. We met once, and she realized that I can be a leader of the whole university. That opportunity could have landed on any hand. She tried me, and she wasn't wrong. I did well. Again, when I finished, she was the CEO of JKUAT Enterprises. JKUAT Enterprise is a subsidiary of the university that deals in entrepreneurship. Their products is like a money-making entity for the university. It's a new company, a branch company. She employed me as a lecturer. JKUAT Enterprises had a program in current campus for retail management students. So she gave me the opportunity to lecture in current campus because she knew this person can do it. So give you an opportunity in leadership, give me an opportunity in a real job environment. That one is very, very serious. Then when I was a student, when I was graduating, my classmate, Matilda Jepkosgei, was my classmate at Kianda, JKUAT Kianda campus, just opposite CAK. She took me to KCA to be her intern for 2 years. And then I was called for an interview, which she also participated, and I was employed as a procurement assistant. Now, that is somebody who removed me from being a normal to abnormal. Procurement was my thing. I need to mention somebody. One of the DVCs for JKUAT, Professor Romanas Odhiambo. He comes from Migori. The wife became the women rep for Migori, woman rep for Migori, and the wife also contested to be the governor for Migori. Professor Romanas is now the VC, I think, Kemu or something, or somewhere in Meru University. So Romanas told me that you're a good procurement student. I've been lecturing for years. I think what I want you to do, I want you to leave lecturing and pursue a career in procurement. Your growth will be faster and better. And what we are all looking for is money. You're likely to make much more money
than being a lecturer.
That time, Zippy, in JKUAT, procurement students were 25. And BCom students were 257. Same year. We were 25 with what were purchasing and supplies. We were only 25. In fact, there were two laws they were saying, our classmates were joking that 24 Kenyans and 2 Luos. We were 26. And in our class, we had 24 Kenyans and 2 Luos. Those people, we will call them the monkeys. Lucas is now a lecturer at JKUAT. They are very senior people there. So, what was sorry, I lost my point.
No, you are being advised to leave lecturing.
So Professor Romanas, in terms of inspiration, he's the person who told me that, please, I'm a lecturer. Good, you can lecture when you get time. But for you and your energy, please pursue procurement. So that's someone you can't forget about. I'm sure you can't remember you now, it's long, but that is, I remember what he told me. And that's push. I'm like, okay, I can go to procurement. So when Matilda gave me an opportunity to be an assistant, I didn't sleep. I mean, in 2 months I was employed as a full-time employee of KC University, procurement assistant, because of the opportunity that my classmate gave me. I told you, in my final year, I went to the evening class. I knew, because they are all employed. They might need your assistance. They might see how good you are to give an opportunity. So, of course, I can't forget that when I left, when I was at KCA, my CEO was called Paul Wambua. My CEO was a very easy man, a very good man. In fact, he left in November and I left in December 2016. We left together. You know, you can be so close to the CEO that when he leaves, you can't survive. You know, that's called kitchen cabinets. You are so close to your CEO that when he is removed, you cannot survive. So I left with my CEO. That is somebody I worked for and I worked with very closely. And I liked his leadership. Very easy, very open. I always began to kelele kwa boardroom, and I think that's what I picked from him. I cannot kemea a staff loudly.
Yeah.
If there's something I want to handle with that is negative, I'll call you to my office and tell you this and this. But it doesn't, I don't do leadership whereby inafika makati you want to make noise to your staff or a junior in public. I don't do that. I learned that from Paul Wambua. Of course, my CEO at Stima Sacco when I was, at Omawasco when I was the supply chain.
Yeah.
Even Nyagol was another easy leader, gave us opportunity to do our job and grow, and yeah, it didn't interfere with what you're doing. Just ensure that reports. He cannot call you that uko happy. At where are you? No. He can only call you to ask for a report that he was waiting on a submit, or ask you how far or any challenge. But like, where are you? No.
So you work best with minimal supervision.
That's what I'm telling you. You know, we tried. I was vice president twice.
Yeah.
When we tried nominating our faculty advisor in a meeting, where people give points and we write a letter, we didn't do well. When I wrote it myself in a room, when I could think and do it. So I don't want supervision. I know my work, I plan, I do it. With supervision, I think I switch off.
Yeah. I want us to go back to Omawasco because you have got a whole lifetime here.
Yep.
What are the biggest challenges that you faced as a leader in Omawasco? Yes, Homa Bay has greatest challenges in terms of water, but as a leader, what were your greatest challenges?
The biggest challenge is the misunderstanding about water operations and how it works. One of the challenges is that when you're waking up every morning, unaangalia Facebook, who insulted you about water in Homa Bay, and how do you deal with it? Which employee whose salary delayed wrote a message to the governor, and the governor has forwarded to you that so and so. Which employee is writing that the wife is hospitalized, they've not been paid for 2 months? You see, those are the things you are waking up to every day. And let me tell you, leadership, people might think being up there, like President Ruto, being up there, you're okay. When things are burning, you are burning with it. You cannot assume. You burn with it every day. When I wake up every day, I look at Facebook, who insulted Omawasco, who said what. You don't
So what did you used to do about that?
Now, I always ensured I was too much on the radios, and I think it worked for me. I was on Ramogi almost. Doesn't take 2 months in Ramogi, talking to the people, telling them. Now, for example, when I was the MD, the tariff I was given by WASREB, who would relate tariffs, what I can charge Homa Bay, was 43 bob.
Per cubic meter?
Yes, per cubic meter. Now, it has been raised to 126. You see, that's a blessing. It's a blessing to the management, blessing to the company, but of course to the populace. Maji imekuwa too expensive. I'm sure your dad might have complained about wameongeza bei ya maji. What happens is that as a leader, people don't understand this common thing that we have the lake there and there's no water, and in Nyeri you don't have a lake and there water. That misunderstanding is huge. As a huge, it can come from a top leader, top of the toppest, the persons who should be policy holders. But they ask you, kwa nini wewe hauna maji na tuko na lake, na Nyeri hawana lake na wako na maji? And imagine it's the opposite. It is stark opposite. When you have the lake, you have much more disadvantage getting water from the lake. This misunderstanding and dealing with public perception. This tariff which was too low, that I cannot meet my costs. Now, for the current management, doing nothing different, they get 3 times what I was getting. Doing nothing different, just doing exactly. If I was bad, doing as bad. If I was good, doing as good. It is 3 times. So that tariff, you can't go telling people, oh, Jama, our tariff is low, please. You can't explain yourself. You are dealing with it. It is killing you. You cannot do anything about it. It is not within your power to change the tariff. The most challenging job I ever held is the water company. It's hell. Hell.
How are you dealing with issues of salary? Because I think a lot of people in this country who work especially with government affiliated parastatals really talk about salary delays. So how did you deal with that?
It is easier to have a salary delay for a county government which is waiting for the exchequer to disburse. Now for Omawasco, there's a delay, but there's no disbursement. That delay, you can only deal with it by supplying more water, by billing, by collecting, then paying them. The hospital Dr. Suri is a good friend of mine. You know, I was always joking with him. Suri, you know, wewe unakaa hospitali, you wait for patients to bring you money.
Yeah.
You just sit and tell them, panga line, pay here. But for me, I have to look for those patients from their homes to give them water. I have to give them a proposal, then they connect the water. They do the pipeline at their cost.
Yeah.
You see now. Then I have to go and read their meter, hoping they'll allow me to read their meter. I have to ask them now, I've read your meter, now pay me. And they have to pay commensurate with what I supplied. You see, the challenges are in 5 levels. Not hospitality, you sit, you wait for the patients to panga line, they pay you as they get treated. It's very different. Then,
so still it takes us back to the issue of infrastructure. And now that these people sell water, how do they benefit let me say the Kiwasco fraternity? Yes.
Sorry, you've lived in Kisumu, it's Homa Wasco, for example. Now, Kiwasco is Kisumu.
Okay, no, like the Kenya.
Wasco fraternity.
Oh, just Wasco, yeah.
Now, water vendors are integral. You know, you can't ignore them because you cannot reach every corner with your pipeline. When you don't have pipeline, we put water kiosks. We advise that it's advisable to put common water drawing points for people so that those whose houses are not accessible to pipeline, they can get somewhere to draw water. So the water vendors will take from the kiosks and vend to them at maybe 20 shillings. We sell to them at 3 bob. They sell at 20. So that's the difference. Of course, we tell them, we always regulate, tell them, no, this is too high. Ukipita 20 apana, you know.
Yeah.
We don't have the direct power, but we talk to them. We always have the meetings with water vendors. Water vendors are critical because you cannot reach everywhere. Again, we have to have a water bowser. Even water bowser, because for example, there's a major road development. Madhe Homa Bay has had lots of road developments.
Yes.
Tinga wanakuja, wanachimba barabara. For every 2 kilometers tinga wamechimba, your pipeline is gone.
So when you know they're coming, why don't you remove the pipes?
You can't remove the pipes just like that. It takes them paying you for relocation. You know, you don't have the budget. Remove the pipes could be 1 million. You don't pay salaries. So it's tax. We have Kera, Kura, Kenha. It is their responsibility to relocate your pipeline from the road reserve. The pipeline is given priority. Water first before roads. So they are supposed to pay you to relocate. Then wanachimba.
But they don't do that.
It will take 5 months of going up to either office yao iko karibu na airport. 5 months of going there, talking to them, making phone calls, making friendships, ndio yarakishwe, so that you have a relocation. So for 2 months, your pipeline has been damaged by Kenha. Of course, it's legal. You've given them the quotation. They have the invoice. They say, no, we'll pay approvals. What? It can take 5 months. Those 5 months, you have to supply water. So you can imagine the negativity from the media and the population. Now,
because water is very essential to everyone. Essential.
So, and then the referral doesn't have water. So you must have a water bowser so that you can, from a station that is working, you fill a water bowser and give to the hospital because they have to operate. There are some utilities must have water per day. So those are the challenges that you cannot announce to the whole. Like kwamba tinga walivunja line zetu zote. And you know, Zippy, you come from Homa Bay, you know how much infrastructure as a barabara is being worked on in Homa Bay. So
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, we are not politicians, but there's a lot of roadworks. These roadworks directly affect the water infrastructure. Inavunjwa, of course it's legal that they relocate, but it takes ages. And you have to supply water. So you have to look for resources from somewhere to restore the pipeline and hope when they give you, it's chaos. Yes, it's chaos.
Tell me about Gor Mahia. You said you are chairman aspirant. The question is, are you still an aspirant or where did those dreams go?
Now, I'm a Gor Mahia fan. I'm a Gor Mahia supporter. Of course, by birth, when you're born Luo, like Zip Okoth, you're a Gor Mahia fan.
I have never attended a football match in my life.
You will attend. We'll ensure you attend. I'll have the choir come to your office here, sing, and take you to the stadium. Now, Gor Mahia is my passion. I love the club. So I realized that's a gap. I realized that what we are giving the people, what we are giving the club in terms of the existing leadership, we can do something different. For example, we are selling fake jerseys kwa stadium mali kuna mpira. Like you are in a police station, unavuta bangi kakompata police. You know, it takes a very poor police. So it takes a very poor leadership of Gor Mahia that you sell fake merchandise inside a stadium. So what they are getting out of merchandise? Zero. Marketing match days like in Europe where every match day is a Christmas day, zero. So, and then anything in terms of membership, involving people so that membership can grow, they can get resources out of the members, zero. Getting sponsors so that they can improve in terms of their income so that they can pay players on time and remuneration improve to attract the best players was zero. That was then. Of course, it is 10 years since I contested. Things have changed. Most of the things I said. Actually, I went to AI and asked AI what has changed from my manifesto in 2016 to currently. They told me A, B, C, E is happening, but E and F is not yet happening. So they told me that a clubhouse is not there like I envisioned that time. But in terms of marketing, online ticketing, I cried about it then. It's happening now. Merchandise, the marketing has improved. And then match day experience is improved. So those things have improved. But you can never live in Kenya if you're not a Gor Mahia fan. Is it?
I would have answered that question in terms of football, but I don't want to get into the current politics of football. Yes, because I know people who take it so much to heart.
It's emotive. Some people.
And I am not in that space. Anyway, what are the few maybe lessons or values that, let me say, right now, Dan would say, I can pass this to my child or my grandchild? What are your lessons or values that you would like to share?
For me, I think my number one is teamwork. Teamwork is critical. It's good to involve the team. And there is no member of the team who is inconsequential. A small, even if it's just one step they make, that step connects the many other steps that you need as a team to achieve your goal. So teamwork is critical to me, and your integrity your integrity is non-negotiable in terms of you must be trusted by your people, you must be trusted by your stakeholders. You know, it's all about trust. If your stakeholders trust you, and then you are good to go. Even if you tell them anything, they say there's a good example I usually give ZP when you're a student. If you pass exams and you are not greeting anyone, you are just going straight to someone. That one is academic. You can tell me what to jinga hana. Very focused on education. If you pass and you are greeting people, so that one is this one is so happy. You cannot fail exams. If you fail and you are not greeting people, huyo amekasikia mpaka mtihani. Ajisalimia mtu. If you fail and you are greeting everyone, unasalimia watu saa ngapi na unasoma saa ngapi. You see, so the end justifies them. Let the people you work for, you work with, trust you. That integrity, you ensure they believe in you. That's very critical. So if you are a good team player and you can have the people you work for with trust you, you are good to go.
I'll take us to these papers that I have here right in front of me. Yes, these ones, you are going to pick one and tell us a story or a life lesson from it. Yes, we have God, money, life.
I have to pick each.
One, just one.
Okay.
Friends, travel, family, fun. Which one do you feel speaks to you?
Oh.
Yes.
Money.
Now that you've picked money, before you tell us about that, what next?
For me?
Yes. What is your dream? What's your ultimate dream?
If you asked
you're still very young.
If you asked any of my classmates, especially in JKUAT, where I was a student leader, any of them, some of them are procurement managers with Kera, most of them are in Kenha, some of them are leading procurement. We are procurement students. So most of them in procurement, most of them are lecturers. If you ask any of them, I have a good example of a lady called Frida. Frida Mwirigi is a very senior manager at the UN now. She told me that in the next 5 years, I see you being the president of Kenya. Don't laugh. This is a very serious matter, Zippy. Frida had the confidence to tell me that in 5 years, it means even before I have 5 years experience, she saw me being the president of Kenya. That is a vote of confidence I will not ignore.
Yeah, that's a vote of confidence.
I will not ignore.
Yeah.
So therefore,
I will not comment on that. I work with the president in power. Yes. So when you get to power, I'll work with you for now.
So Zippy, my dream, I think I was born for politics. Yeah, my leadership is more, the orientation is all towards politics, political leadership. And I think in very near future, I'll be going to politics to seek for a position. I don't know where, how, when, but in the very near future, I'll seek for political leadership and try if the dream that Frida had for me can be
still lingers.
Yes. Yeah. So it's, you grow in politics. You grow. Do this and you don't go to politics to be a president like she. The dream of presidency doesn't mean you have to be actual president. It's about leadership and influencing people and yes, that's true. So that's where I'm headed.
I'm a member of Rotary, and in Rotary we also have president.
Yes. I'm the Rotary president.
You're a Rotary president?
No.
You can be
most
a Rotary
of my friends,
president.
so Peter Ndaba, I see him a lot in Rotary things. We have them in Jekwat.
Your final message to your children and your future generation?
To the future generation is, doesn't matter when you start. Start it at that time. It doesn't matter who started ahead of you. Start it when you can. And it will end well. Just start.
All right.
Yes, you are never too late to start.
Show us your card and tell us something. But straight to
my card, my people, Zippy forced me to pick money. I don't know why. So I'll just talk about money. She gave me friends. She gave me fun. She gave me traveling. No. Mine is money. Yes. So Zippy, what do I say about money?
You tell me.
Money. The Jalango says money is not everything. Money is the only thing. When you have money, you're good. Even if you smile, people will smile after you. When you go for village meetings, Zippy, if you don't have money, they'll not listen to you. If you have money, no meeting will be held until Dan has arrived. At some time, I had a lot of money. I was always the chairman of all, the chairman Nairobi, chairman community, chairman what, because you have money. Because what wakikwama, you can use your money to do the thing that you are suggesting. So there is on earth, can I say this in Luo, Zippy? You can translate.
Okay, we'll translate.
Heri dhako we ito pesa kikuei. Like they say, loosely translated, you rather lose your wife than lose money.
I know people who would agree with you. I'll not say their names, so I'll not.
Please don't say their name. So money, please ensure in life, let anything never work for you, but ensure you don't lose your financial power. Please ensure that you can afford your life. You can give your children a good life. You can take them to good schools. You can afford to drink with friends and have stories. Money is everything.
Thank you very much, Dan. And as a procurement manager, to that student who wants to study procurement right now, because right now they're joining university this year, what would you tell them?
There's a lot I can tell them. One, I mentioned to you that we were 26 students when we were joining in my year. Then, now, BCom were 255. Now, procurement students are 255 and BCom are 100.
Oh, it has changed.
Okay. When the county governments came, there was this perception that now procurement is where people eat, so everyone wants to be a procurement officer. That misconception came, and there are more procurement students now than. I want to tell them that as much as there are more procurement students, please, being a procurement student is very important. Your supply chain is everything. It's an end-to-end management of all operations. End-to-end. Where does it start from the need of any organization? Where does it end? Umelipa huyo mtu, have they performed? So you are like a CEO when you're a procurement practitioner. So therefore, as much as people say, wamekuwa wengi, they are not many enough. They are not many enough. Just be a procurement student, and there's nothing like there is eating in procurement. When you're a procurement practitioner, just go do your job, do it well, with integrity, and you'll never go wrong.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anything that I have left out that you feel this one, let me say.
How often do you ride a bike per day, Zippy? How often do you ride a motorbike? No, just a motorbike. How often do you ride a motorbike?
That one will, I can assure you that one will not make it to the cut.
Please ensure that one is there.
That I can assure you will not make it to the cut. Yes. So anything else?
I think I'm good. I think just to thank you for the opportunity, and this is a good job. You know, I watch it online. I see you and your guests. One of the guests you hosted was, I think, a former schoolmate. Or
yes, Daniel Joroge.
That what inspired me to attend this, and it's good to let people talk about themselves.
Yeah,
it's important to have an environment to ventilate, to kujisifu. It's always good. So this platform is wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. Maybe you can just tell them to subscribe.
Please give me the handles. Give me the
Power Narrative Podcast on Facebook, IG, and this.
After this show, I'm going to subscribe to the Power Narrative Podcast.
By the time they watch, you'll have subscribed. Just tell them to subscribe.
Subscribe to the Power Narrative Podcast. Let's support Zippy. Let's support young entrepreneurs. Let's support this show. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dan. Thank you so much for coming to the show and for sharing your life journey. And to our listeners, my peoples, this brings us to the end of this episode on the Power Narrative Podcast. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on all our social media pages on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and all those social media pages. The handle is the Power Narrative Podcast. Keep it here, and we'll keep bringing for you guests. And until then, this is the Power Narrative Podcast by Dr. Zippy Okoth. Bye-bye.